15 minutes before the most
does look
important
awful
speech of my career, and I had stained my high-cut leaf trousers. Waves
Signals
of
up. Let's get
nausea
set.
seized me.
I'm just saying,
like
it's my
Harry
fucking
did on
parking
that
space.
night
Well, I didn't
when
see your
let him
name on
touch me in
it.
the
Grow
face.
up. Was the extra stuff from
I
your
thought
car
I
just
may
too
cry,
much?
but fate
Bollocks.
intervened
You
in
got the
the
nice
form
dressing
of a
room.
dashing,
You always get the
young,
pastries first.
up-and-coming television presenter named
Absolutely
Peter
rubbish.
Close.
I think we both know why you want the closer space.
That's 10 seconds.
What is it saying? Does that even mean? Just listen, it's a one.
You're going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to The Nightly Show. I'm Megan Wolf.
And I'm Julia Salisbury.
Later on, we're going to be unveiling an incredibly important piece of music. But first, it's time to get comfy here on the Couch of Chat.
Every night we sit down with our guests and put your questions to them. Tonight, our guest is Julia Salisbury. That's me.
So, if you want to join us here on the big couch for big chat, then all you have to do is call the usual number and you could be here with us in audio form.
So, guys, I was on my way to work today, driving along, and a huge song came on the radio. Let me be your toaster. What popped up just to say I love you? Exactly. So I'm singing along, having the time of my life. The song ends, and the DJ goes, "Gosh, a real golden oldie there." And at that moment, I just wanted to burst into flames.
Oh, but your ancient bones were just too dry.
No, guys, this is serious. Honestly, I think I'm too old for the music charts.
So tonight, we're talking about what are you too old for? First on the line, we have Simon Dempsey from Dallington.
Hi, Julia. Simon here.
Hi, Simon.
What are you getting too old for, Simon? What are you
Bullshit.
getting too old for, Simon? Sorry?
Bullshitting.
Oh, that is what you said. Okay, well, you couldn't be more obvious. Thanks, Simon.
Bye.
He's right though, isn't he? I find this all the time. It's getting harder and harder to play these games. I just want to shout, "Shut up!" to the cabinet ministers constantly.
Oh, well, I think we can all relate to that.
Does anyone else find themselves on dates wishing you could skip all the small talk and just get to the point?
Oh, don't call it that on my show.
No, you know what I mean.
Well, next up we have Paula from Stopford. What are you just too old for?
Oh, yes, I should think you probably are.
Far too old.
Well, I'm not quite there yet, but sometimes I'm up 14 times a night. Well, that's something to look forward to.
Thanks for your call, Paula.
I think I'd stop drinking liquids after midday.
Next, we should have Desmond on the line. Desmond, are you there?
Yeah, I want to know when we'll get our elections back.
Oh, sorry. Can we just cut him off? Next caller
No,
on the
Megan,
line
it's
is...
perfectly fine. It's a perfectly legitimate question. Am I right in saying, Desmond, that you disagree with some of our policies?
Absolutely right. Yes.
Completely understandable, but are we not
safer?
safer? Crime is down and we're healthier than ever.
Might be true.
Well, it is. We're better educated, less likely to be in poverty, happier.
Yes, true. But we should be able to choose our own governments.
I agree with you completely. But the system can't be trusted. We still see that around the world. The elites living in the pockets of corporations, pushing their ideologies of division, hatred and greed. And we see the uninformed millions return them to power against their best interests again and again, seduced by the lie that they can be a winner of a game that they'll always lose.
Right. Well, thank you.
Perhaps there will be a time where you no longer need us, but sadly, it's not now.
Thank you, Desmond. Wow. Tomorrow on the show, we're thrilled to announce we'll have another new pet. We'll be asking you to send in your ideas for names, so get your thinking caps on. But before we go tonight, it's time for an important announcement. Julia?
Thanks, Megan. Well, as you can't have failed to notice, last year we asked you to send in your entries for the National Anthem Writing Competition. Well, our judge...
That's acclaimed film score composer Jonathan Williamson, of course.
Yes, Jonathan has been beavering away for the last 6 months listening to every single one of them. And I am pleased to announce that tonight we have a winner!
Yes, entries have flooded in from across the territories. And the standard this year has been incredibly high.
Some of you went for slightly off-centre ideas. So before we announce the winner, we thought you'd like to hear a few that didn't quite make the top spot, but which stood out in the judges' opinions nonetheless.
Exactly like this entry from 6-year-old Jenny Daisy Chain.
Julia is the best. Don't care what she is, but I care what she is. Julia is best. Julia is the best.
Bless her.
Is that it? I mean, I could have done better, frankly. I mean, it's too short, isn't it? Clearly. So
Maybe you should have entered, eh, Patrick?
You did, didn't you, Patrick? More than once.
48 times, actually.
Crikey, you put in 48 entries.
Well, I didn't win, did I? I didn't even get shortlisted for these extracts.
Well, there were a surprisingly large amount of entries, so try not to take it too personally.
I'm not taking it personally. I'm absolutely fine with it.
Next up is this runner-up from Mariah Ozing, who lives right here in the capital.
Yikes. What a powerful voice.
That's a little bit indulgent, isn't it? Really? Someone needs to lend her a consonant.
Yes, Jonathan enjoyed the performance, but felt it might not work in a choral context.
And it wasn't just soloists who entered. Some of you banded together.
I see what you did there.
Including this entry from the Arsminster Old Town Brass Band, which they called Parts for the People in B-flat minor.
Kidding now! Wow.
Jonathan thought it was catchy, but lacking in meaning.
That'd be all of my ones. I mean, it didn't even have any words, really, did it?
And finally, a special mention to a band called Throbbing Death Stick of Satan for this impassioned entry.
Watch them fucking
Crikey.
Yes, Jonathan was impressed with the passion and musical need to be of the piece.
Sorry, is this some sort of joke?
So don't keep us in suspense any longer. Let's find out who won.
Well, after 6 arduous months of shortlisting, Jonathan surprised us all by picking his own entry.
Oh, of course he did.
Which is entitled simply Anthem.
And joining us to sing it tonight is acclaimed classical singer Helen Judge.
Hi, Helen. Welcome to the Nightly Show.
It's an enormous pleasure to be here, Robin.
And you are a walking, talking example of how life begins at 30, I believe.
It would appear so.
Because not only are you one of the most respected choristers in the territories,
That's incredibly kind.
but you are also author of Leaving Gregory, the autobiographical, best-selling piece detailing how you left your horrible husband to pursue your dreams. I've read it, and I've got to say it's inspiring stuff. So okay.
Gosh, thank you again. Yes, I just want all women to know it's never too late to wash those stubborn stains away and begin a fresh, new life.
And speaking of stubborn stains, do you ever see Gregory?
Oh, yes. Greg, come here. You see, once the book came out, he became pretty much unemployable. He begged for me back. I refused, of course. I didn't want him lazing about all day, so I keep him as my assistant. To be honest, he's about as useful as a cardboard arsehole. Oh, there you are. Where's the book? Oh, for God's sake. Do you think I called you out here for your charm? Go and get the book, Greg. Go and get the book, Greg. This is why I don't pay you. This is why I don't pay you. Do you see what I mean?
Cripes, yes.
So I just wanted to give a special mention to the Capitol Symphony Orchestra, who perform on the backing track that we'll be using tonight, and to the Grizzleford Male Voice Choir, who provide the gorgeous harmonies you can hear in the chorus. And finally, I just want to thank Jonathan Williamson for writing such an inspiring melody, and for flying me out to his villa for the weekend so we could really explore the piece together from his hot tub. He even let Greg set up a tent in the grounds, didn't he, Greg? But it's too late. Moment's gone. It's too late. Moment's gone.
Well, we have been practicing all day, so I think you might join in on the chorus if that's okay.
I'd be delighted.
I've queued it up on screen 3. This footage, I'm not going to lie, if you play it, there will be no undoing that decision. Advanced won't like it. Trouble will be a holiday destination in comparison to what we'll be in. But I think it's the right thing to do. Make your choice, Alex.
Helen Judge, everybody. Helen Judge, everybody.
We stand free of inequality, the good from...
Alex, I trust you had your reasons, but that footage, if I didn't like you so much, you would be out that door in a heartbeat. But what's done is done, and now we have to live with your decision. I hope we can.
And thus I take your hand, as one we stand. Dignity, unity, togetherness in this land. Times undone, we stayed out of the sun. The wealth of all accrue to one, and fear and hate filled our overflowing plate. In the dark we'd wait, and then a crash, a storm, a brand new golden morn. Win again, begin again, this fine never-ending dawn. Dream, oh dream, the wonders you have seen, the place you are
Well, that's all we have time for tonight on The Nightly Show.
But before we go, one final thing. May I? The question I get asked the most often is, what gets me out of bed in the mornings? What keeps me motivated to do the best job I can? And the answer is always the same. It's you. My people. On election night 6 years ago, my dearest friend, the late Peter Clement, told you all it ends today. And he was right. It was an end to struggle, an end to helplessness, an end to a life abandoned by the institutions set up to help you. In the uneven past, you were alone on a mountainside. But now the team has its arms wrapped around you. Like a mother, the team will hold you to its chest against the storms of life. Like a father, the team will keep a fire burning through the bitter nights. The team loves you. The team knows what's best for you. And unlike a parent, the team will never abandon you. And you will be safe in our warm embrace until the end of time. My name is Julia Salisbury. And you're safe with me.
And we're out.
Great show, everyone. See you on Monday. Helen, we must talk.
Of course.
Having a little do at the mansion, just a couple of hundred movers and shakers. You must come and perform.
In a landslide, you elected Advance.
We've been through a lot since then.
So what happens now?
Or do we still have Josh? Jenny, did you know about this?
Sterility,
News to me.
rebellion, and the loss of those we love.
She's never even been a reporter.
Through it all, there has been
But
one
maybe they'll make you
constant.
culture correspondent.
You.
Too soon.
You
Let's go for a
and
drink.
your unshakable support.
And so,
We thank you.
Do you know? Tomorrow's
every
another day.
citizen lifted out of
No, I
poverty,
backed her all the way.
Thank you.
I know you did. And what about Bozeman?
For every person
He's supposed
in
to be my
pain
friend.
who
I know
achieved
he
a
is.
peaceful transition.
They're going to
We
demote me.
thank you.
for
Seems
every
that way.
child who found safety,
They want to get rid of me,
purpose
Jenny.
and friendship through go-getters.
And
We
yet,
thank you.
you persist.
For every mind.
Back when I was at school, there was a rule about a uniform. So all the drones would look like clones that they could misinform, with their ambivalent equivalent of chloroform. So we would underperform. The facts were the facts, and they were never up for questioning. We had to swallow every hollow little lecturing. All of the clever things we never got a lesson in. So here's a reckoning. There's no time to find out what you believe.
Good evening, and welcome to the Julia Salisbury Hour with me, Julia Salisbury. First, as always, let me remind you that it is our duty to build the biggest team that we can. The bigger the family, the bigger the team. I know many of us are concerned by the shrinking population of the territories, and I won't lie to you, the worst is yet to come. A crisis unlike any we've faced is almost upon us, unless we all come together as a community to rebuild. That's why today I am announcing the Advance Baby Bonus. The team will actually pay you to have children. That's right. For every child born to your family, we will give you cold, hard cash. Loads of it. So please, try again. For all of us. But now, in Culture Corner with Megan Wolf, a band who embody family values. It's The Conceivers with their #1 hit, All Night Long.